Hey, crafters, welcome into Guys Craft 2. My name is John, and it is Sunday afternoon in Phoenix, Arizona. How crazy! I feel like I got a few days off and not a few days off, and yet all I know is I got to go back to work on Monday, and it's like, guys, I've still got a lot of living to do. It's been just crazy. So I hope that you all had an amazing July 4th weekend. We certainly did. We were out and about and all over this past weekend. We got home just in time that I was able to get a few things done quickly. And now we're back on the air again. I mean, how crazy. Friday was a 3 hour holiday quilting bee. For those that joined us, thank you very much. It is always a pleasure and honor, and I appreciate each and every one of you, as I have said in the past. It means a lot having the YouTube family, and it was the first time that I had been with Russ in forever. So Russ and I had a good time. I always have a good time with Russ. Always worry about Russ because you just never know what Russ is going to say or do. But together we seem to make a pretty good dynamic duo. And so he is such an amazing guy. And it was nice that he was able to join me. So let's see who is in the chat. You all have been chatting up a storm before I got here. Hey, Joydy, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Number one in the chat this afternoon. Melanie, thanks for joining. I appreciate you being here. Russ goes, yep, he was on the wrong account again. That does happen. Mm, I am enjoying the beautiful day. I will say I was glad to get home. Traffic wasn't as bad as I had anticipated. So it was nice to just get home, but it has been crazy trying to get the house cool because I raised the thermostat while I am gone, and my poor little AC has been working. Thankfully, I've got two mini splits that have tried to help with that as well. Um, Russ says the day is blah. I got my homework inventoried so I can hopefully have everything done soon. I want to nap, but it's too close to bedtime for one. Yeah, I'll have to admit, John may have taken a short nap this afternoon. And for me, so crazy enough, I can take a 20-25 minute nap, and it is like it re energizes me amazingly. We've got others that they have to take a 2 hour nap and then they're still tired. It's just about 20-25 minutes. Oh, excuse me. Works for me. Um, oh, look at Joiny. She's been a busy lady today. I've been sorting out future project whips and UFOs. I will have to say, I have done the same. So I started going through some things, trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do this afternoon? What am I going to do on the live? What do I need to cut? Then I started pulling AccuQuilt stuff, and I found, for some reason, I'm into doing a lot of wall hangings. And I think the reason I'm doing some of the wall hangings is because I am trying to do more skilled quilting like Russ does. That's more difficult. And so because of that, I think I like doing the wall hangings because it is, I just get to see the completion, right? So this one is called Christmas Wishes. It's 66 by 66, and it was designed by Heidi Pridemore. She is part of the Whimsical Workshop. But anyways, it was designed for Go Dye, and I found that online and just fell in love with it. I don't like she did it with burgundies, three shades of green and tan. And I am actually going to do it very Christmassy. I do want to do it for Christmas. So I am going to do it with two shades of red, the three shades of green, but white. And I just got a new white tone on tone that's got kind of like a dotted Swiss on it. And so that's what I'm probably going to use to do that. So that'll be what I'm working on. Jordy says, still not done. I need another room. I understand, Jordy. Russ says, I should be trimming blocks. I've lost all motivation for the rest of the day, which includes the loss of motivation to grocery shop. Guess I know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Yeah. What was your homework for Stephanie? Have a challenge. I forgot what you're all doing. Mm. Look at Joy. I bought a Cutie Breeze frame yesterday and thinking, why did I do that? Oh my goodness. So now Joy's going to be able to start long arming some of her projects. How exciting is that going to be? Um, Jody says, I'll be happy in the long run. I think I will too. We started watching the QCT software again. And I think I think if we just invested the time in the software, we would really, once you kind of get in the rhythm of putting them on and off the frame, it's not so bad. So we'll see. Kathy Klein says, oh, Kathy from Central Illinois. Thanks for being here this afternoon. Brian's here. Thanks, Brian, for joining us. Jeannie's here. Thanks for being on. Katrina's here. Who else? Oh, Katrina says grandkids get there tomorrow. That'll put a different spin on your summer for sure. She says, no sewing this week. It's grandma time. How adorable. Jean's here. Thanks, Miss Jean, for being on this afternoon. Zaza's here. Welcome in, Zaza. Thanks for being here. Colleen's here. Good afternoon, Miss Colleen. And Katrina says, I need a vacuum mop in the morning before the kids get here. I solved that problem because I absolutely hate to mop, and I have all hardwood floors with a few throw rugs, but not a lot. And I absolutely hate to vacuum, hate to mop, hate to do any of that stuff. So today I did an early Prime deal and bought me an EcoVac um, robotic vacuum mop. So we'll see. It's got great ratings. We've looked at a bunch of them to figure out which one we wanted, and that brand and that seems to be up in the top 5. It was one that was halfway affordable, so I'm anxious to get that. It's supposedly coming tomorrow. I have no faith and trust in Amazon whatsoever, so it's ordered. I just hope they don't tell me a week from now that I can cancel it if because they just don't know when it's getting here. I had that experience last week with a food saver I ordered. It was supposed to be here the next day, then the next day, then the next day, and they finally told me, well, if it's not here in 2 days, you can just cancel the order. But if we ship it anyways, you'll have to return it. And that was fine. I ended up ordering it from Walmart, getting it a couple of days later for less money. So I was like, guys, the reason we order from you is because supposedly you have a commitment to deliver on time, but it seems to be less and less for me. As I said, Katrina says you'll be able to give us some tips on getting the quilt done. Yes, we enjoy sharing tips. That's what makes us such a great YouTube family. Hey, Dawn, welcome in. Barb, welcome in. Thanks for being here. So I did get quite a few projects done this weekend. So if you were on the holiday quilting bee with me and Russ, I did get the quilt top table runner done. So this was that Yule log pattern. So I am really happy with the way that turned out. I have enough table runners now for the next few months between gifts and everything else. I really don't need to be doing any more, but we'll see. I do want to kind of go through and do an inventory because I am going to probably end up gifting quite a few this year. And I thought, you know what, table runners are just a way of knocking that out. But overall, I didn't mind this pattern. Not sure that I would go back to um, that website back to AQG or whatever it was for the next one. We'll see what we do for Labor Day. But overall, I do like how it turned out. I do think it was a is a cute table runner, and we'll get that done. The best thing was I finally caught up to Russ. Not quite, because I think Russ has already got his all quilted and everything else. But I got my kitty cat quilt done, which is a Christmas gift. So I was thrilled to finally get it sewn together. And sadly, Russ goes, now you know why I got it done so quick, because it really did kind of go together pretty quick, but it is just too adorable. I am not a cat person. I never will be a cat person. I'm a dog person, but this was too cute when I saw it at the store and actually did grab it. So that is going to be a Christmas gift. And so I am excited to get that to the new cat mom for Christmas. I think she will love it and be excited. And now all I have to do is get it on the long arm, because I really do not want to take any more to the long armor. She did an amazing job. Um, if you all have watched the other video, you saw where I went through and showed the four quilts that she did for me. She did a nice job on them. She trimmed them all. She did the binding on them all. She actually did hand binding, which I have never done. I have no desire to learn, and I am not going to try hand binding, because I spent way too much money on my Jukies to have to do hand binding. So that's just not in the realm of possibilities for me. So Dawn says she likes that table runner. It's sparking a few ideas. It overall, it was not bad to put together, but you really had to think about it. I will say the picture of the table runner that they showed did not do the pattern justice. Oh, Jody says, "Oh my God, you got that one done already? I'm so far behind doing." The sad thing is, Jody, I think I bought that in February, and I literally cut it like the week or second week that I bought it, and it's been laying in a bin waiting for John to get to. Trina says long arming is so expensive. Yes, I have to admit, the lady that I am using, she did an amazing job. She's so sweet. She's her husband's retired military in that. She did a such a nice job, and is very very over the top about making sure she communicates with you what she's doing, threads, all that kind of stuff. The expensive part for her is actually more around the batting. She charges a lot for her batting, which she uses Form and Natural and Hobbs just fine. It's what I have. It would have been a lot cheaper for me had I cut my batting and taken it to her, which is what I would do again next time I take some to her. Because as much as I'd like to say I probably won't take any more to her, I probably will if I get behind, because she did such a nice job and turned them all around in a couple of weeks for me. Oh, Barb said my last two Missouri Star quilts orders were delivered by Amazon super fast. See, and I think that's part of the problem now is Amazon is trying to be the new FedEx and UPS, and I think sometimes they're. It's so funny because we ordered a 300-foot roll of cloth for the garden. So after I had all the garden weeded and all that, we ordered the cloth to go down the weed stuff, right, to prevent the weeds coming up. Amazon told me they'd have it here in 2 days, and after 5 days, told me to cancel it because they weren't sure if and when they would ever get it to me. And I went to Walmart, who did tell me it would be a 3-day delivery, but they were also $17 cheaper for the exact same product. And they delivered it the next day instead of 3 days later. So, it's like, guys, we've got to watch nowadays, because I tell you what, my money, that's $17 I can spend on fabric, right? So I have got to watch those things. Jody said I saw Russ's and had to have it. I'm sorry to hear about your daughter. Had no idea. Goodness gracious. I tell you what, you just never know nowadays, do you? Yes, and I will have to say I did just order something from Missouri Star Quilt. I think it was about a month ago or so, and I think it was because of Russ. I think it was Tula actually that they had. And I quit ordering from Missouri Star a long time ago because it seemed like it took a month to get. I mean, by the time the order finally showed up, I forgot about it. And it almost felt like it was a pre order versus an order. And the last time I got it, like in 3 days or something, I was shocked how quick it was. Mm-mm-mm. Shorty said the world is getting crazier and crazier. Girlfriend, that's why I try to stay in the compound. If I didn't have to drive to work every day or 3 days a week, I would not leave the compound. I am very happy here, and what I don't have here, I can have I can have delivered to me usually. Jordy says Russ is the influencer, and he is. What makes it worse is Russ convinces me I need to buy something, and then he doesn't buy it. Wait a minute, what's up with that? So I was going through projects today and I thought, what am I going to do while I am live and trying to get some stuff done? And I found this project that apparently I cut a long time ago, completely forgot about it. And it is all Christmas. And I thought, you know what? Why don't I grab that and I can try to get this sorted while we are chatting and gossiping and doing what us boys and girls do. It's a pattern called Fruitcake by Cozy Quilt Designs. It was done by Linda Allen. And I had actually cut this pattern. I don't have any idea when I cut this pattern, but I did get it cut. It has all been cut. It's all highlighted, showing that I did get it all done and ready. And then it's just been laying here. So I thought, you know what? I am going to pull that out. And look what fun fabrics this is, right? So it's got jingle bells all the way. It's got the birds. How cute are they? Right? It has got some really cute fabrics, and it's that very mid-century stuff. And I think that's why I picked it because it uses a layer cake and some other fabrics. But I love that mid-century blue. And so, anyways, got all this cut, put together, and just never got back to it. So now that Christmas is only 5 months away, it's an opportunity for me to get caught up and figure out what I want to do. So now I just need to figure out what I have and start getting that put together. So it says, so I need to figure out what measurement I have so I can start working on doing some sewing tonight while we talk. So those are 2.5 inch strips. Those are 2.5 inch strips. And these are 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, so that's those. Hey, one of these is supposed to be bigger. That one is. Look at that. All right. So now take one of these and one of these and one of these. All right, so I think this must have been cut out of a couple of layer cakes. I'm not sure, but we will see. And I have no idea how many strip sets I needed to make, but we will see. So we'll get some of that started tonight. Hey, Mel, thanks for being here. Thanks for finding my channel. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Hi, Catherine. Thanks for being here as well. Michelle's here. Perfect for Christmas in July, right? See, I just feel like I feel very Christmassy right now. I guess because it's so hot outside, I just really felt like I need to do something um, to make me think about happier times and what's going on and all that kind of stuff. So, what are you watching? What are you doing? So interesting this weekend. I am a Hallmark Plus member, and so watched. What did I watch this weekend? They have a new series called Holidays. It was really a cute series. It's very interesting. It's about these all these neighbors that live on this cul-de-sac and all the drama and things that they have behind the scenes going on in their own personal lives. So it was kind of fun to watch. I think it's each episode's like 45 minutes, and they I think there's 8 in season 1. So I did manage to get that watched this weekend over the holiday, and it was fun to, because it was, of course, all Christmas themed. What was funny is I got an email today from Hallmark letting me know that tonight is the premiere of Holidays on the Hallmark channel. And I thought, huh, how interesting, because I have already watched that. So I don't need to watch it again. So, how cool is that? I did watch Gilded Age this weekend, so that was fun. Um, season 2 is turning out to be much different. So for me, I think part of it is just thinking about, oh my God, I can't imagine living through that age because they dress all the time, and it's like, no, 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 I am not in the mood to like. I don't want to be in a I don't want to put a tie on. I used to wear a shirt and tie to work in that years ago, and I haven't done that forever, and I have no intention of ever going back to that. So it is what it is. But so you put these together and make these squares. How cute is that going to be as these come together? So I'm really excited about this pattern. It is the first time that I have done anything by this group. It's called Cake Therapy by Cozy Quilt Designs, and I think they do a lot of layer cakes in these designs. And so that is one of the things. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I actually got this as a in one of the boxes that I got. I think it actually came as a box for the Christmas over the Christmas stuff. So that was kind of cool. So but I wanted to get some, I really want to get some more wall hangings and stuff done because I think that's pretty much what I'm planning to use for gifts this year. My potential daughter-in-law called because she wants me to make some quilts for 2 of the grandkids. Wants to look at some patterns and colors, and we texted actually back and forth. Or I'd have to think about it, work on it. I didn't know for sure when I would be able to get to it because, guys, I have so many projects going on in that. Like just this weekend, I spent a lot of time trying to get my Facebook back up and going. Actually, that's seen that number jump a lot. Uh, put together an ad for the upcoming New Year's Eve retreat. I've been working on the men's retreat coming up in May. I've got a lot of exciting things happening around that. So I'm excited about that. But, it's all the planning and all the work that goes behind the scenes that just takes time to get there and just to make it happen. And I'm excited to be able to do it, to be able to offer things like that. But again, it just takes work and time. So we will get there. We will make it happen. And I will have more of that to share with you. You can always look on my website too to see other things that are going on, such as I did put a list of upcoming events in that. And for me, it's all 2026. And I start with Road to California, and is one of the events. Then, of course, my local guild, Quilt Club, has their show coming up in February of 26. That's where I met BBMK. So I'm betting I get to see her and her husband again. I'm betting that I might bump into them in a couple of weeks when 35th here in town has their Christmas in July. It's usually the third week. And although I need absolutely nothing, I will be going and probably buying a few things. I will say, for this pattern that I just figured out that I want to do with AccuQuilt, I really don't have the tone on tones that I need, um, because I want that to be in the colors. I don't want it to be in some of this playful fabric. And I do tend to buy a lot of fun fabrics versus just buying boring fabrics, I guess. I don't know what else to call it, guys. I like fun fabrics. I'm a big kid, so my daughter laughs when I send her stuff. She's like, "Yeah, that so looks like you. I can see you buying that." I'm like, "Well, here's what I like. I like fun things. I'm a fun guy. I just want to have fun." So I am definitely the old Toys R Us kid, and that happens sometimes. So, what projects are you all working on? Is anyone working on anything specific? Poor Russ, he spends a lot of time working on graduation quilts, it seems like. Seems like he's always got another graduation coming up. So, I know th- that's a big focus. I do want to start going through my Tula Pink drawer. I really would like to work on some Tula Pink. I have yet to cut the first piece. And actually, what I thought I might do is that I might actually start trying to do Tula Pink one night a week and just have whatever night, say, dedicated to Tula Pink. That's going to be a night that I work on just a Tula Pink project. And then I say something like that, and I'm like, but I really want to get into paper piecing. And Danielle got me hooked on buying that gnome paper piecing, which I have yet to do. And I thought I need to get that out and start going through that because I really would like to see what that looks like. I'm still trying to finish up a gay pride quilt that I did. Going to be a wall hanging because I embroidered all of the LGBT and love is love and all of that stuff. And now what I'm trying to do is get that squared up. So then I can take a look at it and see what needs to happen um, to get the squares finished out and what colors I want to do. And I had hoped to have that done during the month of June. Didn't happen because it turned out to be a little bit more work since we are creating that uh, out of John's mind and not off a specific pattern. But I'm excited to get that done because it took a lot of time to sit there and stitch all those um, all those embroideries out. And speaking of embroidery, if you haven't been over to check out Miss Alex and Living with MS, Crafting and Quilting with MS, she has got a small channel started, and she did. Last night she had a live that was around la 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 embroidery. I think she was using a juju design. It was really cute, and so if you haven't been over to check her channel out, you should do so. I know Danielle was on last night after I had to drop off, but she's got some cute stuff going on in that, and it's kind of fun to watch. She's sitting there doing embroidery work, which is kind of different because most of us especially during our lives, we're sitting and doing quilting, right? And piecing. And so I thought that was kind of smart of her she had asked me to be on today with her, but today when she was on was going to be when I was driving back from the park home. So today wouldn't work out. And unfortunately, as crazy as my life is, if you want to do something with me, you got to ask weeks and months in advance. But I am hoping at some point my life settles down a little bit. But I'll be honest, I have kind of been this way since I was a child, and I just don't see it changing any. It was interesting. My dad used to say, I used to just sit and go through the yellow page just to see what I wanted to try next. And I don't know that that's changed. And fortunately, I had a dad that encouraged that and enjoyed enjoyed my creativity and my need for interaction. So I absolutely miss having a dad. Um, Sad when you lose parents in that, and it's just not the same. But that's just part of that circle of life, I guess, right? Sorry, went down a whole different path than I meant to. Let's see who else is on. You stop. Mel's here. She's working on Quilt of Valor for the local chapter. That is awesome. Brian says he's working on some outdoor seat cushions. I have not done anything like that. I still say I want to do some pillow tops and things like that. I did get the new book from Fran from 3 Yard Quilts because I think they've got some cool ideas in there, and I wanted to work on some of that, but I have yet to do that. So we'll see when that happens. But I think that would be awesome and fun to do. Look at Joydy being a good moderator. She says, give that thumbs up. I so appreciate you, Joydy, and reminding people of that. Does make such a difference. My numbers have really grown over the last couple of weeks. I think because we've been advertising on Google and that has really helped overall with subscribers and that. But if you are new to the channel, thank you, thank you, thank you for being part of Guys Craft 2. I appreciate each and every one of you. It means a lot that you get to, that I get to do this and that you all allow me to do it, right? And that we have such good interaction in that. Poor Joydy, she's determined she's going to get to see this house one day and see all the projects and stuff I have sitting on these shelves. But you know what? I need to get curtains up because I like the way Danielle just puts a quilt up to hide hide her stuff. So she was pretty smart about that. So, and again, Danielle's such a sweetheart too, right? I'm so lucky to have her as well. Katrina says I was going to a 60th anniversary dinner on Wednesday. I told my kid to wear long pants. That didn't go over well. I have said it's funny because my partner goes, I never see you except in t-shirts, shorts, and flip-flops. And I said, well, let me be clear. If and when John ever gets to retire, I'm throwing everything else in the to DAV, Disabled American Veterans, because I will never wear anything but shorts, flip flops, and t-shirts. And if I can't, then I don't need to go there probably. Sally says, I received the border fish fabric for my guy's quilt. Exciting. So that is now her next project. She wanted it bigger, so this should work. At least in her mind, finally finished the last of the Benzies, the beanies. Bisnees. That is awesome. Oh, look at Danielle. She says, yay, I did not miss you. Danielle, you all think I'm busy. That lady has always got something going on. She's bouncing all over the channels and she's always got things going on. It's always exciting to be part of whatever she has happening. So we appreciate that you were able to join us tonight and work us in your crazy schedule. But she's got 2 guys she's got to take care of, right? So, they definitely keep her busy. Oh, Jordy says, "Dang, I missed Alex last night. I think it was a pop up. It may have been. It was first time I had actually caught her live, so I was kind of excited. She texted me and we talked a little bit today. Um, Definitely want to get to know her better. I will get to know her when she comes in December because she is scheduled to be at the retreat. So I am excited to get to meet her in person. But she seems like a very special lady, just like most that are on these channels with us. So it's kind of nice. We've all kind of found our flow and what works for us. And um, it's a pretty special group at the end of the day. Zaza says, "I missed it, but I need to watch the replay." It was cute because I think it's her daughter. You all may know better because, again, it was first time, and her daughter was reading the comments and that to her. So that was pretty cool. Because I got to do all this by myself. I need to make my partner start being more involved in doing some of the moderating. Because I tell you what, trying to chat and keep up, although I don't know, I say that, and then y'all know I didn't manage to go for 3 hours, but it's only because I had Russ with me, right? I was very fortunate. I had Russ to do the holiday quilting bee with me. He kept things lively in that, and then wasn't that far before I had Miss Danielle who helped us get through Memorial Day together, and she is always fun to be with. So again, some pretty special guests. I've got a few special guests coming up starting later this month and a couple in August that I've reached out to. So trying to put a little variety in here and trying to help some of the newer subscribers. I will say that's the one thing that I really respect about Sean is Sean was the first one to ever invite me on his channel. I was still very young. I don't think I had 100, maybe 200 subscribers when he invited me, and pretty dynamic, pretty nice guy. He did help me, and then Danielle's jumped in and helped me as far as learning some of the different softwares and that. So again, just a great community, right? We all kind of support one another, help each other out. But I like the fact that Sean always has so many guests in that. I will tell you, it's interesting because I have reached out to several that I've emailed and that and asked about being on the channel, and then just never hear from them, which I think is interesting. But I think that's a not polite way of saying no, I'm not interested. So that works too, because I'm not going to chase anybody down. But I will tell you, it's a lot of work and takes a lot of time and dedication to get your channel going. And if I can help some of the newer ones that are trying to get out here and do some of the same thing, I am more than willing to do so because I think there's enough bandwidth for all of us. We all have different times. We all have different things that we work on. And we all definitely have different personalities. I mean, Lord, you want to talk about personalities? You all have seen Russ, right? So I do like to pick on Russ. Russ is like that younger brother that I always wanted. All right, what else? Mel says Juju has great designs. They do. I have bought tons of Juju designs. I don't know that I've ever gotten any of them really done because I've got so many projects, right? So I was thinking today, I thought, okay, so I've got a 10 needle embroidery machine. And when was the last time I had a project in the machine? And then I thought at the same time, what about the window panes that I did uh, last year that we got stitched, but I have yet to get those cut and all finished out. So I need to work on those too. Just, it just takes so much time. And yet I have to go back to work tomorrow because that's the only way I can pay for all this craziness. So that's fine. I don't mind. I enjoy working. I have to say, I do sometimes think about retiring and think, man, I love to sew. I would definitely keep myself busy because I'm just that type of person. But at the end of the day, it's like I really shake my head and go, wow, I don't know. I just like the security of having knowing I've got that regular paycheck and all that coming in, but I know there will become a time that I just need to retire, right? And I think we all know when that happens. Part of that's going to be I have to quit um, spending money and buying new fabric, which I have got to say I did really good. I am interested in how did you all do? I did not buy one thing quilting, fabric crafting related over the July 4th holiday. I'll be honest, I really didn't see that many sales, and what I saw, um, huh, I didn't wasn't that impressed with, and just didn't go back and chase it. So I did not end up buying or spending any money on quilting for July 4th. I did see some sales come in, but not like I've seen in the past. It didn't seem like. Oh, look, Brian. See, Brian says I used a Juju design on the pillow I made on Friday. Look at you. Jody says I don't embroider. Almost bought a machine. Well, you bought a cutie now, so I guess that will be the next thing on your list, Miss Jody. Sally says my creative gene was from my dad, the cooking from mom. You got the best from both. You certainly did. Brian did a reindeer and a snow globe. I have to go look at that design. I have not. Um, I try to stay away from those designs because, man, I do. I literally have books because I bought their table runner ones because they had like a special. I think I've got like literally like every one of them. It was like, okay, I didn't need that many of them, but apparently I thought I did at the time because I have tons of those. So we'll see. Man, this is going to be a pretty big quilt at the end of the day because I have got a lot of pretty big stack of fabrics here to. You know. And I have no idea who I'm making this for. That's what's even better, right? I'm like, okay, so now, because now I've got quilts stacked on the sofas, and I'm like, oh, now I got to find a place to put those. Oh, maybe I ought to think about gifting those. Or, oh, so I thought, what I need to do, I do need to call the veterans home and talk to them because I really would like to take some quilts down this fall and find out what their parameters, requirements would be if they allow that, and maybe start getting a nice bin set aside for them, and then so I can make a decision there. And I am sure some of the local ladies around here will have some that they would like to contribute as well. Because the one thing I do like about our veterans home here is that it is a veterans home for our former men and women in service, and an opportunity for us to give back to those that served us and made it possible for me to have a channel like this and talk about things and just be open. So I don't get political. I don't get political on the channel. It's not my intent, but I do have a lot of respect for my veterans. Um, of course, my son's a veteran, right? So he's full time active Air Force right now. My dad was Navy. So it was kind of interesting when my son joined uh, the Air Force because our family has always had some affiliation with the service, and it has always been Navy. And so when my son chose the Air Force, it was like, wow, where did that come from? So it just shows he is an independent thinker. So all good. It worked out just fine, and he has enjoyed it. I don't know if enjoy is the right word, but he's done very well in the service. And as he reminds me, he only has 2 years and he will have his 20 years in and he will be retired from the Air Force, which he trying to explain to him he really shouldn't retire until his father retires. But he also said, just because I'm retired out of one doesn't mean I won't be going back to work. He just finished his bachelor's degree in computer technology. So he's got his degree in cybersecurity. So with his military background and all that, he should do well in the public sector when he comes out. Really make some pretty good money. So we will see how that goes. I'm really happy how this is coming together. Just some craziness here. All right. Zonsa says, Jordy, I nearly bought the mini brother embroidery machine, but everyone said the hoop was too small. I'll just need to save up for the bigger one. I liked it because the actual machine was small. Yes, I understand about that. Machines take a lot of room. Brian got his creative gene from his grandmother. Look at you. Oh, there's Miss Danielle. What she says, you're an amazing person, John. Thank you so much for your love and support. Oh, thank you, Danielle. I always enjoy getting to chat with her. She gets me on some Zoom calls every so often. I get to chat her up a little bit and some others. And again, it's just fun just to share and just kind of chit chat about what's going on in the world. So much going on with the heat and all the kind of stuff happening and kid. So funny, it's like I'm kind of enjoying, being able to get to work at a reasonable amount of time, right? Because schools are out, the university's out, blah 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 blah, and it's like, oh my god, but that's getting ready to come to an end, and I'm going to have to start fighting the buses and all that again. Which out here, I don't fight the buses because um, being in a 55 plus community, we don't allow anyone to reside here more than 18 days if they are under the age of 18, which is perfect. But once I leave the compound, I'm on my own, and that definitely puts a different spin. Look at these, how these are coming together. I really am excited how these are coming together. So I'm just trying to match, really make these random. And then there's about 3 other steps, but this is not a big, huge design. So I'm kind of excited to see how and where this goes. We will get that done. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, this one, I haven't done this one yet. Keep trying to skip every couple of and then realize I skipped more than I mean to, and then it is what it is, but we'll get there. I do need to go back and watch one of Danielle's where she did the paper piecing with the gnomes and that. One of the patterns that I bought from the lady that she bought hers from off Etsy was Halloween gnome. She had a really cute Halloween gnome. So I need to take a look at that because I really would like to kind of knock that out for Halloween. Hey, Judy, thanks for being here this afternoon. It is very much appreciated. Gertie says, I almost bought the Chernomi 550 last week, but just didn't think I really would use it that much. Tell you what, I wish I had made some different choices, but 11, 11 machines later, we just don't even talk about how many machines John has now. Jody says, Brian, you should join Mona's or Lisa's Discord. You could even show your project, get ideas from everyone, etc. Yes, Mona I have not joined her Discord myself, but Mona's got a very active group that definitely would be fun to be part of. He goes, I've been talking about this forever. And the way to go is to really, if you've got a good local shop that's got used machines, a lot of times that's the best way to get into some of this is with used machines. And of course, some of the shops have really good prices on used machines, and others have some really crazy prices on used machines. And of course, there's always Sewing Machines Plus. Um, does a pretty good job on. I will say one of the local shops here has machines that they use in their training, and so they keep them in their classrooms and that, and then uh, at the end of every year, every 18 months, they actually cycle those out, and so you can get a pretty good deal on some of those machines, especially knowing that they've just been in there, they've never been out in the real world and that, so they get used pretty heavy, but then again, not crazy, and they're with people that are watching and know how to service and take care of the machine. So I kind of always keep an eye out for that too, especially because I'm trying to build an inventory to have a few machines available for those that may want to rent machines when they come in for the quilting retreats and that. And that's one of the things I do need to talk to my local shop about having them help me support that in a different way as well. So that's on the list to go down and take a look at, along with everything else I got going on. Alex said something last night or in her email, and I said, "Yeah, I'm the kind of guy that burns the candle at both ends." And she goes, "You need to stop that." And I was like, "I wish I could, but I don't know. I do enjoy being busy. I'm just so used to it. It's just who I am." But I will say, like when I go to bed at night, I just collapse, right? Not like I'm done. So it's not like I toss and turn and all that kind of stuff. But uh, I've just always been that type of person. What else? Danielle agrees. Sean is awesome. Sean is very kind. He's a great guy. He is. Sally just says quilters are terrific people. Yes, we are. Very true. True, true, true. Brian says, I always watch Sean sipping coffee on the couch. Always miss him on Sunday. Um, I get him most of the time. I can catch him on Saturday mornings, but it is very early for me. But I'm usually up, so I can get on and catch him. Not always where I can chat, but I do appreciate him, and that's a man that has lots of adventures and really has a love for children and education, right? So the fact that he's willing to take in so many foreign exchange students and do the work that he does with them is just amazing. So again, speaks a lot about just who he is, his personality, and um, and he's done some beautiful quilts as well. I know he entered, I think, in the Virginia State Fair this year, maybe last year. So we'll see. I hope to do some entering and some shows as well, but I need to get my skills up a little bit, and that's why I'm working on some of the wall hangings and things that I'm doing. Is because I want to look at I want to be able to focus on more technical stuff, but at the same time be able to have time to refine those skills and feel like it's a project that gets completed and not one that just goes on that never ends. And so that is the plan for me. I doubt that I'll enter our quilt show in 26, just because the women that here are just amazing, and they're such a supportive bunch. I mean, so don't get me wrong, they are such a supportive bunch. They have helped me so much learn this craft and supported me in that. But I don't think I am ready to compete on their level yet, but there will be a time, and that time will come around for me at some point. And when it does, I'll be ready. I'm just not ready yet, and I'm not going to stress. I'd much rather uh, enjoy the craft of quilting, not worry about getting recognition or a ribbon for it, and making my gifts and that and having fun. Plus, I want to be able to, when I enter a quilt, I want to be able to enter it start to finish. So, pretty good tonight. It's you, Jake. He actually worked pretty well tonight before he decided to come undone. I hope it's not a sign that my bobbin's out. That is the one thing about the Jukies. They go on forever. And then you get done with this big long strip and realize, hey, it was out of bobbin because the Juki doesn't tell you when it's out of bobbin. It will just keep on stitching. And I don't do bobbin chicken well like Russ does. And that man always seems to win. I am out of bobbin. How cool is that? I'm out enough of bobbin for John that we're going to put a new one in. Russ would have said, oh, you could have gotten another 6 strips with that. But that's okay. Mel says retirement is a great gig. I love it. We will see. We will get there. Just makes me nervous. I definitely have to curve my spending habits if I'm going to do that. We'll see how that comes along. I know I've got a few more years, so. And I keep buying stuff for the house, right? Like I just put a new AC unit in. I just put new commode. Like I do a lot of things in anticipation of retiring in a few years. So I'm trying to make sure that I don't have any of those big expenses when I do retire. But let's see. Who else? Tanya says, "Ooh, don't say that W word. I'm not ready for my 3-day weekend." And amen, girlfriend. Worse for me, I took Thursday off. So I just came back from vacation, right? And then my boss is like, and you're off again? I'm like, yep, sure am. And I took off the um, Thursday or Friday before Labor Day as well. So I am building in several days off because I just need the downtime. Work has been crazy. Some of these people, I'm like, gosh, I mean, like, what's in the Kool-Aid? What are you all drinking? I think you all have lost your minds. And I think, here, I think it is the heat. It's just amazing. Some of the things that happen here in the summertime and that, and I get it. And God love the guys that I work with because, most of what I deal with are the guys out in the field, and I have such a big heart for them because I'll be honest, I could not absolutely do what they do and um, work out in the field like they do in the heat and that all the time. But it is crazy. So you saw me jump. I did not do anything other than I touched the side of not the needle, but interesting enough, the 18 QVP is just different enough and has a piece that comes down further for your automatic threader that's different than the 2000 that I've been working on all weekend at the park home, and I forget about that. So it's again readjusting right to from one machine to the other. Mama Jan told me you got a piece on the same machine. You can't change projects and that, which I have learned the hard way. So I don't do that anymore. But anyways, but it is amazing to me how different each machine is. I am still getting used to Hercules over here, and we'll get that one earning its keep. I have got so many applique projects in that I want to get done on it that are hand applique projects. I can't run them through my Viking machine, I do put a lot of those on the Viking machine because it's easy to set up if they've got the embroidery stitch file in that. And I can do it that way. Look at this, guys. I do want to show you this. I do love this Santa. This is the Santa that I grew up with because I mowed, and that's okay. But I love that Santa, or I'm showing you the, but just that mid-century to me, I just love that look. So this is gonna be a fun quilt. Definitely gonna be a fun quilt. How exciting is that? I am going to really like the way this looks. All right, so let me finish this strip. Let me figure out where we are. I have just talked and talked tonight. Like, not sure I even kept up with the chat. I had stuff on my list. I didn't even look at the list tonight. I was just able to rattle out of my head, which could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I'm not sure which way that goes. But it is always something crazy. Yeah, see how cute is that going to be, right? Hmm. Look at Joydy being Joydy. Hi ho, back to work you all go. Not nice. Look, thank you, Danielle, for calling her out. We appreciate you doing that. Zaza says she misses Sean's live. It's one for her. So time the time difference does make such a difference, especially in the summertime. It's such a big difference. Oh, Brian says Juju has a sale note going on, so he bought so much. I understand. That's why I just stay off that site. It's just they have some amazing looking stuff in that, and I cannot tell you how many mug rugs I have bought from them. Jody says, taking a break, Brian. My department in an insurance company didn't get our contract renewed, so instead of jumping to another one, I'm taking time off. You go, girl. Zazalita, we all wish you lived in the States. Yes, we do. Brian says, I'm a bad influence. Yes, you are, Brian. That's okay. I think sometimes we're just too easy. Jody says, I like watching the Air Force reels on YouTube. I do too. Hey, Katie, thanks for dropping in this afternoon. I hope you are doing amazing. I am going to follow up with you in the next week or so because I know we need some time together as well. Tanya, I love being on your Zoom hangouts because you are just the best. All right. So, guys, I am at an hour and 3 minutes. I don't know. I have just been going on and on tonight. I don't know what's gotten into me. Jody says, what Shuki do you like best? SMP was trying to sell me the platinum one you have yesterday. I have to say, this is my go-to machine. I keep thinking because this is supposed to be the top of the line, right? It's the Coco Chi QVP DX4000. I like that machine. It's a great machine. This machine pieces so fast, so accurately, so perfect for me. I just like it. I do like the 2000, which doesn't have the bells and whistles. This one does. This one's got adjustable speed and a few things that the other one doesn't. But I am a Juki boy. I will remain a Juki boy. I've had Janome. I have had Bernina. I've had Husqvarna Vikings. Um, I'm not going to quilt and sew on anything but Jukis. It's what I like. They are my go-to machine, and this is just such a workhorse. The one thing I will tell you I didn't know if I would like about it is loading side bobbin versus the drop bobbin. It did take me a little bit getting used to it, but I do like it. All right, let's see who else. Hey, I'm okay. Today was hard. I can't believe it's been a week already. Feels like, oh my gosh, that was like just crazy. Oh, Danielle says dinner time. Yes, I'm sorry, guys. I got way behind today. So, with that, I am going to jump off here. I so appreciate each and every one of you being here. Tell your friends, neighbors, help me grow this channel, keep things going. I look forward to starting the week. I'm going to try to get a couple of postings out during the week to just keep things moving and rolling along, but we'll see how that goes. And hopefully, I'll have some piecing done and completed by the time we get back together. But as always, until next time, guys, happy crafting.